Hi Crafty Friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Marissa. I have a project share for you guys today using ScrapDiva Designs die. You guys know to head over to ScrapDivaDesigns.com to pick up any of these dies. Don't forget to use my code MWalker10. I'll link it all in the description box. So for this one, I am doing the 3D Carousel Gift Box. It is huge, you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen some of the girls making them and posting them on Instagram. Oh my gosh. I was kind of a little nervous about working with it because one, 3D crafts are probably not my most favorite thing to do. I just like to get creative and just let my mind go. But putting together a box, sometimes it's cumbersome and I'm lazy. Like sometimes I'm just lazy. Like I'm thinking, oh, that's too much. If I see a die that has too many pieces, I'm like, I'm gonna pass. I don't care how pretty it is. I am so lazy sometimes, but this one went so fast putting it together, and I took my time creating it because I added layers and distressing, and even then I felt like it went pretty quick. The next one, I think I can probably make it in like an hour at the most, which is kind of a lot. Like for me, that's a long time. I like to do something in 10, 15, 20 minutes at the most. But this one I really liked it. I shared a picture on Instagram, and you guys, it turned out amazing. Like, oh my gosh, it is the cutest carousel box, and it's all vintagey distress is what I was going for. I wanted to look pretty tarnished. It takes quite a few pieces. Well, not a lot actually. It takes 3 of these, so that's going to form your outer layer of your box. It takes 6 of these to layer over each piece. You're going to have 1 of these for your base where you'll glue underneath there, and then you're going to need 6 of these for the top, and then you'll need 6 of these and 6 of these. If you want to add them, you don't have to add them. It depends on how much you want to add. I went a little bit overboard because I really was wanting this grungy look, but Victorian style. I don't know. I just wanted to distress everything. So I pulled out this paper collection by Garcia, and they sent me some really cute charms and lots of Prima flower stickers. So I added our stickers. Oh my gosh, flowers. So I added those in there, and then I used the Tim Holtz distress inks. I used the Victorian velvet, which works perfect, and the speckled egg. I think these colors and the walnut stain are just perfect. I feel like that TikTok sound perfect. I watch too many TikToks, you guys. Let's talk about this. So before I put it all together, I decided that I wanted to add lace all the way around to all the little windows because I just thought that would be so cute and make it kind of look a little bougie in a way. So I took the 3 pieces, and before I glued them down or added anything, I went ahead and stitched the lace all the way around. Now this lace, I've had it for a while, but I'm almost 100% sure that I either picked it up at Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I've had this for probably over 10 years now. Anyways, I'm sure you can find it, or any kind of tulle if you want to, or you don't have to add tulle, but that's what I ended up doing. So I stitched it all the way around, and then once that was done, I did go ahead and ink around just the paper itself, as you can see. So it's all dark because I did distress it. Then this layering piece, I went ahead and cut out the 6 pieces, okay? So I cut out the 6 pieces, and I decided that I was going to make them look grungy. That was the idea in my head. So I did take the Victorian velvet ink, and I just used a plastic, one of these plastic liners. And what I did was I just smashed the ink pad down and I sprayed it with water. And then I took the little piece and I just tabbed it like that all the way around. I use my heat gun and I dry it, and that's it. And then I just glued it down. I did cover the stitching part so you wouldn't be able to see it. I didn't want it to be seen because you're going to have this piece here, and I just thought it'd be too much going on with the stitching. Now I did stitch this part here, but this is separate, so I was like okay with that. I took this little piece here and layered it over, covering some of the opening so you can't see it, because some of the stitching did get close and so you could see it, and so I had to remind myself not to go too close to the edge. This part here is this piece here. I did 6 of them, and I did trim off a piece because I'm thinking this is supposed to layer over this, or just over this like this if you want to add that extra layer. I used it down here because I saw a lot of the girls were using it, but then I decided I wanted to add lace, and I didn't like the way the lace looked by, or the trim looked by itself, so that's why I ended up adding this extra piece. But you do have to trim. And then I just used my walnut ink, and then I went over and did the velvet what is it called, Victorian velvet, over it and dried it, although you can't really see because it's kind of hidden underneath the trim. But all of them have been dyed with some kind of ink, so it's got, every single piece has it, except that on here I didn't add it because 1, I ran out, and 2, it was going to be covered, so I didn't bother. But thankfully I had enough of that trim. I don't even know where I picked it up. Anyways, that's all I did with that. Then here I just added, you know, the flowers that come in the collection, but I did distress them as well. On some of them I added the ink, the velvet, the Victorian velvet ink, or just use the walnut stain colored one. Like this one, these 2, I just used this walnut ink. But on this big rose with the pink and this blue one and this rose, I did go a little bit more by adding some of this Victorian velvet and then drying them with my heat gun. I just fussy cut the girl. She was one of the ephemera pieces, and then this I cut out of the paper, this I cut out of the paper. This part here, the Give Me Flowers Always little ephemera piece, is from the ephemera pack that comes with like 28 pieces or so. That I did distress it first with the walnut stain, and then sprayed it with the water, and then crumbled it up. The little sprays that I use are Tim Holtz. It's this set here. It comes with a set of 3, and you just fill it up with water and you can spray your stuff. I just sprayed this wet and crumbled it, and then dried it, and then added more ink around it to make it look grungy. And then over here I did cut up some of this trim that I have had. I got it from like Hobby Lobby a while ago. I'm sure they still have it in their trim section. I cut out one of the tag pieces and cut the little girl out. As you can see, I did some fussy cutting with some of the paper in the background. I added another little bee there. And then this Paris sign actually was a little card, a cut apart card that had the Eiffel Tower, which I added over here. And that's it. The inside, I wanted to make sure I wasn't paying attention, and I wanted this to be this way so that when you looked, but I wasn't paying attention when I was gluing down stuff. So be aware of that, you guys. And then the top part is a little bit more work, I think, because I went and added more of that lace on each piece, and then I took my ink and I did distress it with that. As you can see, again, I just tabbed down the ink, and then spray it with the water, and then just tap the paper. I took each piece and just kind of tapped it on there all around until it dried. Then I took, when I was drying it, the heat gun, I knew it was going to burn holes when you apply the heat because it's so hot, but I wanted that. So I ended up cutting holes there, and I wanted that on each of the piece, but in different like places. And then on one of them, I thought it would be cool where the opening was, as you can see here, to add this charm and to hang. And then I just embellished the flowers and the little hand that I fussy cut, the butterflies there and there, and just added some trims. This part here is this piece here, and again I distressed it First with the walnut stain, then I used the speckled egg, like you can see it here. And then I went, once I dried it, I went over it with some more of the walnut stain color, and then I just glued it down. I thought about adding some kind of embossed texture to it, but I didn't think it would go well in my head. I didn't like that idea. Anyways, this is how it goes. Let me put it down. I'm having trouble. The paper doesn't make it, it's not super hard or sturdy. I feel like if I would have added 110-pound cardstock paper, it would have probably been a little bit better. But anyways, it still works. It's so pretty. I love it. It's probably one of my favorites. So cute. Anyways, this is my project. I hope you guys like. Be sure to head over to ScrapDivaDesigns.com. And if you want to pick up this new die set and create your own little carousel. I do have a few more in the works that I've have my paper selected. I just need to cut them out, and so I'll be coming back with some of those projects. But for those, I want to add some. I have an idea to put stuff inside, so I'm gonna leave that separate from this one. Anyways, head over there to pick up any of these new dies that were just released this month. Don't forget to use my discount code MWalker10, and definitely check out the hashtag ScrapDiva Designs for ideas and inspiration, because everybody is just creating the most amazing pieces and they keep you inspired. Okay, so thank you guys. Bye.